I just can't take no pleasure in killing. Just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured? You got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What up, everyone? DJ Nubis here with you, the Military Radio podcast with my ghoul brother from another ghoul mother. And we are the Ghouls of Midnight here with episode 26. Getting up there. We're putting them in. We're putting the work in, as they say.
This is what happens when you have people that are willing to put in the time and effort to make something fun and good.
Yes.
Thank you.
And this time my choice is 2024's Getaway, which stars Nick Frost, Aislinn Beer, Sebastian Croft, Maisie Ayers, and Earl Milanoff. Synopsis is: a family on holiday in Sweden travels to a remote island to take part in a peculiar holiday tradition. And yeah, this was an interesting. So actually, I did this because I had just done action film Autopsy with Fat Samurai Guy and Rick Myers, and this was one of the films he talked about. He said he really, really liked this film. He loved it, especially for the ending, and that got me going. Oh, okay. Well, Rick's not really a horror guy, so I need to go check this shit
Oh,
out.
Rick liked it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now there are things I do like about it. I know people are like, "Uh-oh, Anubis, what happened?" We'll get to it. But yeah, so we have Nick Frost and of course a few others who basically are family that are traveling to Sweden for a holiday vacation. They're going to a particular island called Svolta, I think, or Svolta.
Yeah. Volta, yeah.
And their idea is like it's a very small island, but they're going at the time of year when the people, the residents there, are having what's called, I hope I get it right, Kazanatan or some shit like that.
I don't really know how to say it.
But it's only like a 2 or 3 day event, and apparently it's in remembrance of a massacre that happened on the island, and
yeah,
it's got this whole like Wicker Man vibe a little bit about the mysteriousness or witchcraft or some crazy ass shit. It's kind of like the impression it gives, or a cult even.
Yeah,
and obviously with Nick Frost, who, if people don't know, he's the other half of Simon Pegg, and they did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and stuff like that. So he's always had a knack for humor, and he is quite funny in this. He always is.
Yeah.
But they start out and they're on the other part, not quite to the island yet. So they're at the place where they would go to take the ferry or whatever to the other shore. So they're in this little cafe, and of course there's like weird tense and vibes from the guy taking the orders.
Yeah.
And he's like telling him, like, you don't want to go to the island right now. It's not a good time, And so they're kind of like, kind of pushing it aside. I'm not worried about too much.
Yeah.
And the banter between the parents and the kids is always kind of funny. Like the kids really don't want to be there. And so the mother's like excited. She's like, I need this vacation. So it's basically her pushing everybody. And Nick just being kind of a dumbass and doing his usual thing. So they end up going across over there. And then immediately they get there. And there's all this tension. Like there's just like a lot of the everybody in the residence there to greet them at the boat. And they're like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. This is not the time for you to be here.
Yeah.
And then the mother goes in about like, well, I had an ancestor that died here. You've got this older woman who is kind of like the ringleader. And so they're also, during this event on the island, they're putting together a play. First thing I'm thinking of is, you remember the Addams Family when they had the fucking like with Christina Ricci and them when they were doing the whole like
the Thanksgiving.
Yes,
the Pilgrims.
So that's the first thing that pops in my head about all that shit. It's like, oh, they're doing a play.
It definitely looks like that for sure.
Right, with the dancing and all that crap. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and give me your impressions of how you feel about the movie so far.
Yeah, so far it's very tenseful. You could tell, like you said, right when they land on the island, and especially even before that, coming over on the boat, everybody's staring at them. So like the tension is like, what the fuck? And then they get there and they're just like all staring at them still. And that guy comes around and says about, oh, I rented my mother's house to them, and that, and like, oh, you didn't get the permission from the it's our island, blah blah, it's their rules. And but yeah, it's very tense up to that moment. It's like, something bad is gonna happen to these people, and especially during this event that's coming up. And then what she reveals about how, well, my father or grandfather came over and you basically murdered him, like made a joke out of it. And it's like, oh, okay. So then like there, it's like, oh man, she shouldn't have said that. So it goes from there. It's like, it's just tense from there on. Like,
I like the guy that's running the bread and breakfast that they're staying at, and he's like, "Yeah, my mom, she lived to like 90, but then they murdered her." I'm like, "What? She didn't even die of old age; they just killed her."
Yeah. Oh, right there in that chair.
Yeah,
And he couldn't get out of the chair, which is such like a fat guy moment. Because I've been there plenty of times. He's like,
oh well, he makes quips like
fuck out of the
later on.
chair.
He's like, "I need more cardio."
Yeah. I'm so fucking unfit. Yeah. She just goes, she's like, get the fuck out of the chair.
Yeah.
You just tell
Now this
there we
movie,
go.
obviously the movie starts building up tension, and we start to find out that the bed and breakfast guy is a bit of a perv. He likes to watch. He has cameras throughout his house, and he's watching mainly the daughter Jessie.
Yeah.
Where he even gets to a point where he like throws on her panties and bra at one point while she's out.
Yeah. He's in her bed.
The thing about the movie, though, is it's a very bait and switch, and these are fun. These are fun kind of movies when they happen because if you're not expecting it,
right?
Now, maybe part of my problem is I already kind of knew it was going to be a bait and switch just by the way that Rick was describing. So I was like, "Oh boy!" Now, obviously, they're the plan is they actually have never really killed anybody for a very long time on that island. Like it used to be that sacrifice somebody for whatever greater good they got going on there.
I believe they said
30 the old lady who's there, she's like, we need to get back to that. Like we have to do it again. And all these older residents that are there that were there the first time they actually killed someone like 30 some odd years ago, they're like, I don't know if I really want to do that, man. Like they,
different
so but this old lady's gone off the deep end. She's like, no, we got to state a tradition. We got to do this.
Yep.
And so I don't know exactly how the plan was going to play out, but obviously they're doing the play, and they got great special effects for a play. They've got blood squirting out everywhere.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, that was like top notch shit.
It's but like in Kill Bill, where they're cutting all the arms off in that, and it's like blood spraying everywhere. That's kind of reminding me.
But meanwhile, it's like the family is kind of like almost oblivious to everything that's going on. In fact, like the day of the play, like they're not even bothered. They're gonna go swimming. That's what they decided. We're gonna go swimming.
Yeah.
On the lake. And so the play is being run, and then we have a moment where the old lady confronts the bed and breakfast guy. He's like, yeah, we know the kind of pervy shit you're doing. So you're gonna help us put this family as sacrifices to our cause.
Right.
So he makes these cookies and leaves them for them as a gift. And obviously they're supposed to be laced. So the family comes back, they're all happy, and oh look, cookies or crepes or whatever the fuck they want to call them.
Yeah.
And then next thing we see is the family's kind of passed out. One's on the floor, one's in the bed. Like Jessie made it to her bedroom or something or whatever, and then the bed and breakfast guy's like, well, now's my chance to have some fun. So he throws on his panties and bra again that he stole from her.
Yep.
Gets behind her, and we just get to switcheroo. So go ahead, tell everybody what happens.
The big reveal.
The big reveal.
Right. Well, it turns out that what they really needed was a slaycation. Because this is not just a regular family. They are a family that goes on killing sprees. And they were using this as a vacation spot to basically slaughter everybody on the island. I guess they figure it's an island. Nobody cares about them. They're not really off the grid, but they kind of are. And
I think it kind of reminds me a bit of Dexter. So Dexter, if people never followed the show, Dexter was a guy that worked for the police force. He was a serial killer. But he only killed bad people, but he had to kill because it's in his DNA. It's in his mindset. He has to do it. So he found a way to channel that through killing bad people.
Right.
These people, it's kind of a similar thing. Even though they don't care about who they're killing, but I think they just said, when the wife says, I need it, she needs to kill somebody. That's what she's talking about.
Was her father real? Like, was he really one of them that were there? Because they never established if that was just a story she told or if it really happened. Because maybe if it did, then that might was probably the
His
motivation to go
motivation.
there.
Yeah, I have a feeling it wasn't. I think it's bullshit. But
Yeah.
the thing about the dynamic is weird because the impression that I get from reading up on it and everything is that Frost and the wife are actually close. Like their relationship is real.
Yeah.
The two young ones are not part of their family. They're just people they maybe met online or whatever, but they connected because they're all serial killers of some sort.
Yeah.
Because we get that moment, of course, where the son is talking shit at Frost, the character, and he just ends up hitting the son with a knife in the neck. And
I
like,
had a feeling that was going to happen. He talks shit about him throughout the movie a bunch of times, and Nick Frost is like you can tell
Don't
he's
call me
pissed
egg.
off. Why do you call me an egg? And he's like, I kind of like, what did he say? Like, I kind of like when I get high. I don't know about cannabis. I tried it once, but I turned into a maniac. And it's like, oh, he's a dark past to him. Okay. And the daughter's all kind of like into the kinky guy. Seems like at first it's like kind of gross.
I think she likes to toy with people.
Yeah. And the wife, I kind of thought she was gonna get a knife to the neck too at times because she was like not picking on, but like nagging. She's like, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to nag." It's like, I know, but like because of their bond and the relationship, like it was like just a wife and husband kind of thing. But yeah, that was a different switch too, and made me think too. I thought maybe it was just the humor, but I was like, I'm not sure. Where she's like asked the brother, like, did you take my underwear? Because if you did it to
you want to
just
sniff
whatever,
it or something,
like that's fine. Just give it back.
own up to it, bring it back.
He's like, I'm gay, and it's like, I thought, well, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Like, wouldn't that creep you out if your brother? And I was like, well, maybe there's just like supposed to be a joke for the movie, but like, yeah, it's not really your brother. So it makes sense.
That's weird about that scene too in the campfire because Richard, played by Frost, stabs the son and he's choking on his blood on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then the daughter and the mother are talking and they're kind of like, it's almost like, really we should talk these things out first before you do stuff like that. And of course, the mother and daughter start doing this silly thing. And then Frost is like, I can hear you, as they're talking or gossiping.
Yeah.
And that's the part. There was a part there where I'm like, well, he's not quite dead. So what does this mean? Does this mean that they're supernatural? What are we doing here? Because this plays in towards the end of the film too, which is where my problems start to happen. But yeah, so it turns out we learn that what they've done is they just collectively got together at some point. And basically now that this son is toast, like they're at to go and recruit somebody else at some point.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they're doing. They're just posing as a family, going around and killing people. And we find out they killed the people on the other side of the ocean, the lake, because they showed the after effects that they killed the guy at the desk and the chick in the back or whatever. So they were killing people also prior to the reveal because we thought it was the residents of the island killing these people and putting them in boxes. It was actually them going around and killing people just to get whatever out of their system.
Yep. And he left his wallet. He left his wallet in the restaurant. He comes back and he gets it. And he's like, and then she's like, oh, you got a little ketchup on here. And it's like, oh, and it's like, that's not ketchup.
Well, yeah, and that's a key thing too, because like I didn't catch that, but I read about a review and they said, yeah, he actually had like blood or something. So that plays back to a flashback of when they killed the people inside the restaurant.
I kind of thought it was going to go this way where I knew there was something more to them, but like I kind of didn't know what was going to happen, but like I kind of had an idea. And that restaurant where they showed that flash where like those people are killed and the whole time everybody's blaming it on this Jonah the Conqueror or something like that, some serial killer guy that like was the drunk on the ferry that was talking shit to them and all that.
Yeah.
They all blamed him for it. And they're like, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the first time they showed the diner where everybody was slaughtered, I thought, did he do that? And I thought, well, maybe he didn't. Maybe there's somebody else that we haven't seen yet. But, then you realize ending. But I don't think they're supernatural because I think that was just the humor in it. You know,
Well, yeah,
he
and
has
that's
a small hole, and it's just like whatever it is.
well, that's
It's my
fine. But then we
ADHD.
get to a moment where the daughter actually get a shotgun blast to the fucking chest, and
Yeah.
then uh Frost, his character, actually gets his hand blown off, and he's like, fine. Like they're just doing their shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, what are we talking about here?
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's just a way of trying to make the humor keep going and you're just supposed to kind of laugh it off. But I'm like, I don't know, it's just weird, like, because everyone else is dying pretty badly. There's no comedy there.
I don't
And
know.
that's really where my bigger problems with the film is because, like, I don't care about how it ends or that there was a twist. I think that's all fine. It's just that the things that I thought were a little weird, just that he wasn't really dying or losing blood because of the hand being blown off, or she's like still breathing because she took a blast to the chest. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are we talking about?
Well, I don't know. Well, there's a rifle. It wasn't a shotgun, so maybe that had something to do with it. Like maybe she just got shot in a spot where, and of course they did get medical attention. They were going to get it. I don't know. I guess I think you kind of just have to like suspend that, like not think
Well,
about it.
yeah, obviously.
But like, I wouldn't say they're supernatural, but I could see why where you would go with that. But I'm glad they didn't get killed except for the son. But I saw that coming, and I wasn't really upset when he got it because he was my least favorite one of them. He was fine, but like the whole like them being brother and sister, and then going to the little like restaurant thing that he had, and the guy's like, what was he making?
Waffles.
Waffles. Like
They're dry.
My waffles are moist and fluffy, like that. That was funny though, because I'm thinking like, why are they being such dicks to them? Stuff. And then like they show up there and they throw the raccoon on the thing, and they're like, actually like, you're scaring us. Please leave us alone. They're good actors, those. Let's do mummy,
Yeah, I
mummy,
did enjoy
mummy,
the
daddy,
part
daddy.
where I do enjoy the part where, like, once shit starts hitting the fan, I mean, they're just running through people, stabbing them and killing them and whatever. And the people that were dressed as animals
Yeah.
get locked up in that cabin. And so, like, they get in there, and all of a sudden, there's like, you got this little mouse like thing. They do try to like get away, and he's like stabbing them right in the fucking head.
Yep. And then when the duck cuts the beak off and like right down the face a little bit.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. But yeah, and right when they start, like they come around and like you're do 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 do, and then they go on it, run for it. It's like, oh, that was cool.
Oh yeah, Maiden. That was good. I like that. The Iron Maiden track.
Yeah, it was a good soundtrack. They're just homicidal maniacs. And that's the other thing they mentioned too. Like, I can't believe we brought him back for this after last time. So like this family just gets together and does this, and then just goes their separate ways. And they probably have other people that want to be in on it, and they're just like, eh. I mean, I'm just theorizing, but like, I could see this being their sequel coming out for this, and like they have a new son, and then like, maybe there's another family they're doing the same thing, and they're trying to like not go at each other, and the daughter is in love with the son over here, and then I don't know,
make it some weird ancestral thing to throw people off.
Yeah.
Well, unless you saw the first film, then you would know who she is and exactly. But
yeah.
Huh.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, what do you have anything else to say? What do you want to rate it?
What do I want to say? Just I went into this blind. I didn't watch a trailer or anything. I always liked Nick Frost. Like, I think he obviously was like the best character in this, I think, but I think everybody played well off of each other. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, I'll rate it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I enjoy these kind of like horror comedies, mystery. I like guessing. I wasn't sure. I kind of figured that they were going to be the ones, but it was interesting, the whole behind everything going on with the massacre. But yeah, I guess I would probably say I would give this one an. I was gonna say 8. I'd say 7.5 for this one as well.
Really? I thought you'd go higher.
I want to say 8, but I think if I watch it
don't feel
again,
bad. I mean, 8's fine for me. I mean, I'm giving it a 6, but only because I really dislike how they played out the end there.
yeah,
If it was done just a little bit differently, like even if they were being taken off on stretchers, I can believe that.
true.
Because they did manage to make the authorities believe that they were victims. Like they were able to do that.
Yeah,
And so again, but he should not be walking around like, yeah, let's go, man. Let's get back on the boat. And I'm like, dude, you're missing a fucking hand, dude.
yeah.
So it just, to me, that kind of like doesn't mesh with everything else. I know what he's trying to do, but it's like, yeah, come on, man. Got to be a little bit closer to the vest.
Well, I like where he first loses the hand, and he says, they shot my fucking hand off. He's like, oh, I guess you'll have to wank southpaw.
Yeah.
Too soon. It's too soon. He's like, too soon.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
But Frost is good. Frost is good. He puts 100% effort in it.
Oh yeah, I always like everything I've seen him in. I always liked him. I was honestly surprised I didn't see a Simon Pegg like pop up here somewhere.
Well, he's obviously the company that produced it's part of Simon Pegg and Frost and some other dudes, so they all are a team.
It has that feel to it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Small town like Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I'm surprised
going on.
It'd be kind of cool if Pegg was in it somewhere. Like that would have been funny as hell.
Just a cameo.
Yeah.
And he'd have to get killed.
He could have come back and made like a cameo from Hot Fuzz, him being that local cop and just being there on that island. That would have been fucking sweet.
Well, yeah, but then he would have gotten everybody. He would have arrested them before they even did any killing.
True. He was too good for everybody.
He was too good of a cop.
So what do you have next for us?
Well, if you haven't watched, we just got done recording episode 25. So that'll be up. This one's probably up first. But yeah, the next one we're going to be reviewing on my channel is Rumpelstiltskin. So
that's going to be episode 27.
27.
And I have 28 already as well.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
So this will make Tony very happy. I don't know if he's seen it, so we'll see. But it's called Behind Convent Walls.
I'm not sure if I've seen that one. I've seen a couple of them, but I believe I have that one. So,
ooh,
nunsploitation. Oh yeah,
we're diving into nunsploitation.
Fuck the hell out of the nuns.
Well, this one's always been a very crazy motherfucker, especially the uncut version, which I have. So
nice.
Gonna be fun. All right, for me, we've got Headquarters tonight for the Giant Behemoth. I got to finish watching that. I do have that. And then tomorrow I'll be with Headquarters again to do the 13th Warrior. And then next week, Samurai and I again getting together to do the Kaiju Spotlight for Biolente.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to reset. Maybe I'll get Tony on one of my Kaiju Spotlights at some point.
I'd like to.
But I have to figure out what characters I'm going to go with, and then we'll set them up. Sounds Anything good. For you coming up?
Just editing a couple of videos, like the Vinegar Syndrome unboxing stuff. I know we're recording. You don't cut, but I have to piss so bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, we're done. We've done our review. We've done our duty. We've done our duty. He needs like a bedpan the next time.
I do. I used to have a bottle.
Anyway, folks, hit the like and subscribe. Please go to Mr. Tony the Dead. Like and subscribe. Comment. Have you seen this film? What'd you think? Am I full of shit? Is he full of shit? Who knows? Anyway, we'll see you next time on the Ghouls of Midnight.